roll it on air.
Welcome to another edition of the Breath of Fresh Air webcast on YouTube. I am Charles Taylor, and as you can see from the beginning, I have Patrick Brackett back with me. Say
I'm
what's up.
back, baby. I'm back. What's up? How's everybody doing?
It's good to have Patrick back on the show with me. And for this episode, we have a lot to cover. So, going to be a lot of baseball events to cover. Got to get Patrick's thoughts on the trade deadline since he wasn't able to get those last week. And we also are going to talk about Ichiro getting the 3,000 hits, A-Rod announcing his retirement effective on Friday, and the announcement of Prince Fielder being medically disabled. So his career is over as well. Also, we will cover the NFL Hall of Fame game, or the lack of a Hall of Fame game because they canceled it. And we're going to talk about Tim Tebow making a run at a baseball career and the Olympics. So we have a lot to cover. And without further ado, we will get your thoughts, Patrick, on the deals that happened from the trade deadline last week. So just tell us how you feel about teams who did stuff and teams who didn't do anything.
Well, first of all, like I told you over text message and phone calls and all that stuff, you pretty much nailed the trade deadline in baseball. With the moves that Texas made, they didn't have to make we talked about this. Texas didn't have to make a lot of moves. With the injuries that they had coming back, that was going to lead. I mean, I feel confident with them being my World Series pick, and I felt confident with them being my World Series pick before the trade deadline, and I even feel good with them being my World Series pick after the trade deadline. But with the who's the guy that they added?
Texas, they added Jonathan Lucroy.
Lucroy
for catcher. They added Carlos Beltran as a bat too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not really sold on the Beltran. I mean, he's probably going to be injured before the end of the season anyway. But LaCroix, dude, fantastic catcher. I've told you this several times. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was building my team around a catcher, it would be Yadier Molina. But LaCroix comes in. He has a great bat, and his defense is really good. I mean, they made the right choice for picking him up. Plus, they got him for pretty dirt cheap anyway. And with that farm system that Texas has, it's not like they gave up a lot in comparison to a lot of other teams.
Hey, real quick, Patrick, I'll throw this in about Beltran. The man's pretty clutch in the postseason. I know he's been kind of iffy sometimes.
If he can make it to the postseason, absolutely. If he makes it to the postseason with Texas, if he can make it to the postseason, chances are he's going to play throughout the postseason, which is really good because if he makes it there, that solidifies that lineup. I mean, that lineup is going to be hard to strike out. You can't walk one player in that lineup and thinking that you're going to get to the next player and that's going to be an easy out, or that's going to be a double play, or this is going to get you out of the inning. No. That team, hands down, by the statistics written in ESPN, Fox Sports 1, and whoever you want to look at, this team on base percentage is better than any other team in the league. Their batting average is, I think, like top 5. I don't know where they're at, but they're top 5, probably second, behind Toronto, who is killing the ball. Their defense, they allow less runs than most teams. They're fantastic at home, and they're fantastic on the road. So this team is going to be very hard to beat. And then you add LaCroix and Beltran to that lineup, even more nastier. So personal opinion, I think Texas made the right moves. If they needed to make a move, they made the right moves. Another Chicago Cubs. Picking up whatever his name is, Chapman. That was, I mean, they paid a hefty price for him, but what Chicago gave up in comparison is kind of like what Texas gave up. Chicago has a deep lineup. They have deep everything right now, and they include deep pockets. And for what they gave up in comparison to most other teams, most other teams couldn't give this up. But they were able to give what they gave up, a couple of $100,000 or whatever it was, a couple of up and coming stars, and they get Chapman. Chapman I have seen come out in some weird situations, but to me, nothing that I would be worried about because, Joe Madden is going to do these kind of things, find out where his team's at. So that's the two teams that I was really particular watching. I was kind of disappointed with New York giving up both of their closers, but I also see where they're going. They're really kind of preparing for next year, which kind of really hurts I think it kind of hurts my wild card pick, but nonetheless,
it's rebuilding, man. Because the Yankees, honestly, Patrick, honestly, it's about time. Look, the Yankees they've been trying to build their team with big money players, signing people to these ridiculous contracts, and it's time for the Yankees to start to rebuild that farm system, man. So,
well, they're not going to rebuild the farm system because they don't have one. What they're going to do is eat these contracts for the next probably 3 to 5 years, and then come back with more money and throw it at another World Series championship. And that's the history of New York. They throw millions and hundreds of millions of dollars at these rings. They get 4 or 5 of them in 12 years. That's fine. They eat the rest. Then they eat the next 5 years. Then they throw more hundred millions of dollars out there to get their next 5. Look, it's the way the New York rolls. Okay, cool. A lot of teams that were looking at making some moves, but then decided not to, which I was really impressed with. Baltimore was looking at a few players, and then they just decided to stay right where they're at. And I feel really good with that because that team didn't need anything. Then on my disappointments, again, dude, I'm always going to be disappointed with these two teams. Houston and Washington. All right. Or, not Houston. Sorry. Pittsburgh and Washington. Like you said in the last webcast, dude, come on. Pick up somebody to help those batters. Washington.
Especially Pittsburgh, man. Andrew McCutchen.
Especially Pittsburgh. McCutchen needs somebody. I mean, he has been walked more times this year and then in the past 3 years combined, which that was a crazy statistic that I read. Now, I'm sitting here looking at what McCutchen is doing, and he's not doing anything. And everybody's like, well, his numbers are down since last year. Well, no shit. I wonder why. Get him a bat to go behind him or in front of him. Something. Pittsburgh, help the dude out some. You wonder why his numbers are low? You wonder why you're not scoring as many runs? You wonder why your offense is lacking? It's because you need another bat. Stop being idiots. Get you another bat. Washington. All right, look.
Family show, Patrick. Family show.
Bryce Harper. Let me start with Bryce Harper. All right, look. I have never been a fan of this guy. Probably won't be a fan of this guy. He's young. I give him this. He's young. He has a lot of talent. It's raw talent. But like you told me this, we were comparing him to somebody that, he has Michael Vick syndrome, like you said. He has Michael Vick. He does not look at film. He doesn't care, and he thinks that he's gonna out athletic everybody out there on that field. Well, guess what, bro? You're not that athletic. Nobody's that athletic. And you think you're gonna come out here and you're just gonna beat these teams? No. Well, guess what, bro? You're hitting a 179 in the past 12, 14 games. Your on-base percentage is below 200, and your slugging sucks worse than your batting average, dude. You might want to start with this. Get a swing that actually does not change from time to time when you get to the plate. You need to go back to basics. He's swinging erratically. He's swinging at pitches that is never in the strike zone. And again, as we always say, when you go against elite pitching, Bryce Harper, when you go against elite pitching, you absolutely suck. So you might need to learn to hit a fastball. You might need to learn to hit a curveball, and you might need to learn to hit a slider, because that's what Bumgarner struck you out 3 times on: a fastball, curveball, and a slider. Do some homework, bro.
the thing with it, Patrick, is all right. So he was the MVP last year. Now, that was probably surprising in yours and mine's minds because we feel like he still has a little bit of growing to do. If he was the MVP last year, all these other teams are going to have some film on him. Now, like we said about the elite pitchers, they were already getting them out. So now you have some of these other pitchers, maybe a little notch below those elite pitchers, Madison Bumgarner, Clayton Kershaw, the dudes for the Mets, Jake Arrieta for the Cubs. I mean, just pitchers like that, because these are the type of pitchers the Nationals, if they want to get to where everybody thinks they can go, they're going to have to face these guys.
Yep.
But at the time, now these other pitchers, they're getting filmed as they know how to pitch to Bryce Harper now. It's up to Bryce to make those adjustments now. Pitchers have adjusted to him, and they're getting them out. Now he has to make those adjustments. Like you said, maybe he has to start with mechanics, get a better swing going for him. But he's going to have to look at these other pitchers and see what he is getting out on and make those adjustments to that pitch. If he doesn't, then you're going to continue to see those struggles. And like you said, he is young, and I think he has time to do that, but he's going to have to do that, or else he's going to get to what you first compared him to, which was the Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I compared him to Dwight Howard.
I didn't. I had you.
I compared him to Dwight Howard, and honestly, I mean, even Charles, dude, you even said, I see where you're coming from, because you do. I mean, he does remind you of Dwight Howard. If he's not going to sit here and do the work, because all the talent is right there with him, and Dwight Howard
just needs to be polished.
Yeah, it just needs to be polished. And I mean, honestly, I don't think his mechanics are really bad. He just has a slow swing. I mean, honestly, he probably needs to take a bat. And I don't know what he's swinging. I mean, I would imagine he's probably swinging a 38 to 40 ounce bat. Dude, drop that down to a 36, and you probably do a lot better. I mean, you ain't got to go out there and think you a man because you swing a 30 ounce or a 40 ounce bat. No, I'm just as big of a man, and I swing a 34 ounce bat. No, I don't care.
Well, Patrick,
percentage is 400, dog. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Well, Patrick, one more thing about Bryce Harper, I think is kind of important as well. When you look at your better hitters out there, whether it's Miguel Cabrera for the Tigers, we can even go David Ortiz with this one. These guys are effective hitting to the opposite field. It seems like Harper is always trying to pull stuff. And sometimes, man, you just have to kind of go with that pitch. If it's a pitch that's tailing away from you, then just go out with it and smack it to the opposite field. Just get a base hit. Take a base hit. Get a single. Try to draw a walk. I just think he's trying to do too much in the power category. And Bryce Harper's, I wouldn't call him a power batter. I mean, I wouldn't call him that. I think he just has to be smarter with the way he's approaching, in my opinion. If he learns just to go with some pitches, I think he will become a much better hitter.
Yeah, I agree. I think he needs to learn to go opposite field. But I told you where I think he should be in the lineup. I think he should be fifth, because he's just not that. He's not that batter. He's not that batter. He's at best a second leadoff, at best, and that's what your fifth. That's what your fifth person in the lineup is a second leadoff. You got your 1 through 4, who is the quote unquote heart of your lineup. And sometimes they don't consider the first, depending on what team you are. But 2, 3, 4, and sometimes 5 can be the heart of your lineup. Stick with that. I mean, let him come in. Take some pressure off him. That's another thing. Take some pressure off him. He's 22 years old. This dude can't perform with this type of pressure because he's not used to these pressure situations. Drop him to fifth. Let him be your second leadoff. Let him be the end of the heart of your bat-up, or the heart of your lineup, and he'll probably succeed a lot more. And then once he does have that confidence about him, and he has that that swag or that whatever you want to call it, then
An
move him up.
attitude.
That attitude, exactly. Then move him up to like fourth and see where he goes. And if it doesn't work out, move him back to the fifth until he's ready. Because I mean, eventually he's going to be ready. I mean, it doesn't. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's a matter of when it's going to happen. And if they just, I mean, they just need to take note of what Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper is not. He's not the Washington Nationals. The Washington Nationals are not Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper is he's a punk, and he needs to be down into the fifth. I wouldn't go as far as sixth, but maybe even a sixth. But I would put him in the fifth. Get him some swagger, get him some confidence, get him an attitude about him, and stop getting choked out by Papa Bun, and then put him in the fourth.
All right, well, Patrick, we'll leave it there with Bryce Harper. I'm sure we'll go ahead. We'll talk a little bit more about him in the days coming up when it gets close to the playoffs. But speaking of hits, Ichiro, man, Ichiro reached 3,000 hits over the weekend at Coors Field in Denver against the Rockies. So what are your thoughts on this, man? I mean, because Ichiro, I mean, including the hits in Japan, he's like the all-time hit king. Of course, not all those hits were in the MLB, so that still belongs to Pete Rose. But just talk about just how great of a hitter this man is. Because, I mean, the dude had how many seasons of 250 plus hits? 6, 7?
I mean, dude, he had like 9. I mean, it was crazy. He had like 900 or something. It's just out there. From what I read, I think it was like 7 or 8 seasons where he had 250 plus. I mean, it is out of this world kind of batting. Like I told you, man, one of the things that makes Ichiro so hard to get out is the fact that, like we were saying with Bryce, if he learns to go opposite field, fantastic hitter. All right, look, 99% of every left-handed batter that steps onto that field that goes to hit, 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, the defense is going to put a shift on. They always do. Ichiro is the one person, that one statistic that throws everything off, and it forces defenses to play straight up defense. And I'm going to tell you, I played third base for many years, and I'm going to tell you right now, dude, watching a ball come off of the left-handed batter coming towards you at third base is freaking scary.
What they call it, the hot corner?
They call it the hot corner. That's scary because, man, once it comes off that bat, dude, when you pull a ball, when you're batting right-handed and you pull a ball, that ball is a line drive. There ain't nothing going on with that ball. Nothing. That ball comes off of that bat from a left-hander, that thing dips, does everything it can do. Man, that ball is like a knuckleball coming off a bat, and it's hard to catch. It's hard to field. It's hard to do anything, and that angle is rough, you know. So when defensive have to play this guy straight up, straight defense, look at the statistics, dude. Look at this. You can't pinpoint where he hits the ball the most. You can't. So when the defense looks at this, and they're like, okay, well, he has 250 at bats. 1/3 is going toward left field, 1/3 is going towards center, and 1/3 is going towards right. How are we going to play this guy on defense?
You can't.
It's just hope you
got to be balanced.
You got to be balanced, and that's hard because it's just it's hard to play Ichiro. So 3,000 hits, dude. I think, dude, years before we even talked about this webcast even being an idea, dude, we were saying, dude, wait until Ichiro hits that 3,000, dude, because that's going to be exciting, dude. It was. And when I watched it, dude, as soon as he cracked that bat, dog, I was like, that's a double. And as soon as that ball went past, that outfielder, dog, I was like, that's a triple. And he got a triple on a 3,000 hit, dog. I was so excited. I was jumping up and down. I was scratching my neck like a crack fiend, dog. It was good. I liked it. But I remember, like 6 years ago, dude, we were talking about this, dude. Ichiro's going to hit 3,000, dude. There's no doubt about it. And then all the hits that he had in Japan, this dude is literally probably hits 5,000 hits. I mean, He's a phenomenal hitter. He comes through in the clutch. His batting average is fantastic. His on base percentage is fantastic. His slugging is crazy for a small guy like he is. Fantastic. He's a first round vote Hall of Famer, my opinion, hands down. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
And the thing with the also he's very good defensively. And so when he had a lot of, what do you call them, assists, those outfield assists, very good defensive player. And even at this advanced age, he's still got good speed. So he's still getting a good number of stolen bases. This man's still a threat when he gets on the base pass. So it's just,
and he's
what it really is, him getting these 3,000 hits, it's just a tribute to his sustained excellence, basically. Sustained excellence, sustained getting these hits throughout all these years. And I agree with you, man. This man, if he ain't a first ballot Hall of Famer, then we need to talk to the committee.
Oh, yeah. Furniture moving up there. And just for y'all to understand how important 3,000 hits are, there's only 24 people that's ever done it in baseball history. Over 115 years of baseball, if not more. 24 people. 24 people. That's amazing. And Ichiro joins the 3,000 ranking, dude. That's impressive. And yes, first ballot round Hall of Fame, dog. He's got it. He's got to.
And Patrick, that's going to lead me to my next topic, because you brought up him getting to 3,000 hits, him being one of the, joining the club of 24 who does have 3,000 hits. One of those people is Alex Rodriguez, and he announced his retirement effective on Friday. So, seeing how A-Rod does have 3,000 hits, 696 home runs, but then he's been linked to a couple of performance-enhancing drug scandals. Patrick, how do we remember Alex Rodriguez? You know, before you answer this, I actually wrote a story about this. Check it out on my blog site. Gotta check it out.
I will.
But how do we remember this man? I mean, because numbers, of course, if you're looking at his numbers, he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But we know there's so much more to the A-Rod saga. How do you remember him?
I want to remember him because of his numbers. 1. 2, you have to commend the man on playing for one team. A lot of people, or was that Derek Jeter? A-Rod played for Texas.
Yeah, that was Derek Jeter. I was about to say, man, A-Rod played for 3 teams. Played for Seattle.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking about Derek Jeter. My fault, fans. My fault. As soon as I said it, then it hit me. I was like, okay. Okay, so I want to remember him for his numbers. I really do. 696 home runs, dude. Come on, that's monstrous, dude. Unfortunately, when you take your son to the Hall of Fame and you want him to see these all-time great players, and my son says, what does the asterisk mean? And I tell him, this is what disappoints me, is because I have to make sure that he understands that just because he took performance-enhancing drugs, that's not the way to go. But what's going to go through my son's mind is, well, it worked for him. He's made the Hall of Fame. He made millions and millions and millions of dollars, and the only thing that really affects him is an asterisk beside his name. I have to make sure. Alex Rodriguez, unfortunately, makes my job hard, and that's what I'm going to remember him by. It sucks because I want to remember him by his numbers because he had fantastic numbers. He's part of that 3,000 hit club. He had 696 home runs. His batting average was crazy. I mean, he averaged over 300 for his career, dude. I think, well, right at 300. I think it was like 299, 300, whatever. I want to remember him because of that. Those are fantastic stats. I mean, I don't care what performance enhancing drugs you do, you still got to hit the dang ball, and you got 10 milliseconds to really think about if you're even going to swing that bat or not. And if if anybody wants to know how hard it is to hit a bat, look up or how hard it is to hit a fastball. Go to Google. Go to Google and go to sports science fastball and how hard it is to hit. I mean, you literally, by the time you see the ball, you only have 100 milliseconds to even make a decision if you're going to even hit the ball or not. Look it up. It's hard. So no matter how many drugs you take, you still got to hit the ball.
Yeah,
Right?
there's got to be some hand-eye coordination there. Man, I understand if it makes you hard, stronger, but yeah, gotta have some hand-eye coordination to get the bat to the ball.
And I don't care what anybody says. Marijuana is not a sports enhancing drug. I don't care what anybody says. But I want to remember him by these numbers. The fact of the matter is that he made my job hard because now I got to explain to my son why he has an asterisk and why it's wrong and why he has to do it the right way so that he can become a baseball player if he's even in that 1% that makes it there.
And Patrick, real quick, that's if he even gets into the Hall of Fame. Let's remember, man. I mean, guys like Barry Bonds, who has the most homers in the league, not in the Hall of Fame yet. Roger Clemens, not in the Hall of Fame. Sammy Sosa, not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you have a lot of guys with those type of names. Yeah.
And if it wasn't for those enhancing drugs, then they would be in there. I mean, I don't even think Rafael Palmeiro made it in there.
No. Well, Rafael Palmeiro made himself look like an idiot, though.
Yeah, I doubt he's ever going. I have never took performance enhancing drugs. And Ryan Braun's another idiot. God. Anyway,
oh yeah,
I'm not getting on them. I'm talking about the Hall of Fame. Alex Rodriguez, I want to remember it, but unfortunately, he is going to be known as the guy that got suspended 3 times for PEDs. It's unfortunate. It sucks, but you know what? Hey, you know what? You made your bed. Now it's time to sleep in it.
And another thing, Patrick, with A-Rod, you are. I think what happens to a lot of these players, and I guess you can even go anywhere in the walk of life. And I put a little bit of this in the story as well. But I think anytime you go and you do anything, if you want to get involved in something, you have a genuine love for whatever that is.
Yes.
To some degree at least, if you start to be really successful in whatever it is you're doing, you start to get paid. Money starts to roll in. In A-Rod's case, you signed a 10-year, $250 million contract or $252 million contract with the Rangers back in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
From that point on, and then when he was traded to the Yankees, from that point on, I think things changed for A-Rod. I think when he was with Seattle, there was a genuine love for a game at that time. Now you start to get paid. Now things start to change. You start to get more into that public limelight. You like the bright lights. You start to get used to that lifestyle. If you get used to that lifestyle, if something comes in danger, and we brought this up with the whole Baylor situation, seeing shine from their football success recently and trying to cover up things.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is to a degree what happened to A-Rod. You start to, anything that can come and undo the success you're having, such as this thing with performance enhancing drugs, your impulse is to say deny, deny, deny. And and I think that's what happened to A-Rod. So what I saw with him for the Sunday press conference he held saying he was going to retire, sometimes things have to be taken away from you to realize just how good you have it.
Yeah.
And I think him sitting there, he knows, especially now that he can't play the game the way he once was able to play it. I think it's a guy who has been through a lot of stuff, a lot of it his own doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a guy who has been through a lot of stuff, and I think he finally has that appreciation, or maybe it's a regaining of that appreciation that he might have had in Seattle when he was playing with the Mariners. But I think in that time frame where he was playing with the Rangers and the Yankees, he got used to that lifestyle and priorities just got all messed up. It was about the money at that point. So,
Absolutely. I
yeah.
agree with you 100%. When you sign a deal for 10 years, $252 million, you're not in the game for the love anymore. You're in the game for the money. And that's the reason why I always told you, if I ever had the chance to play professional baseball, I would tell them straight up, I want league minimal. But every time I do something good, I want bonus. I want bonuses for everything that I do good. And if I ended up with the season with my little ass ain't gonna hit no 45 home runs. If I end up within like one home run, but I mean, dude, I'm a great leadoff batter. I'm a great leadoff batter. So if I end up with an on base percentage of 600, man, bonus me $1 million. You'll watch players not play for the love of the game, money, but play for the love of the game. And then, bonuses, because the fact is that you're getting paid if you do something extra. If you don't want to do anything, you get league minimal. What's that? $900,000? Done. Send me on the bench. I ain't got to do crap. Make $1 million. Shoot, count me in. You know what I'm saying? But if you put me I'm ready to go, I want to make it a little extra money. I want to make a little extra change. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm in it. I'm in it to make some. I'm in it to get some jewelry. That's what I want. Other than that, I mean, I just want to play the game. I want to play it because I love the sport. Money is just a side factor on it. But you sign a contract like that, you're in it for the money at that point.
Yes, because the things change.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's not necessarily you. It's just everything around you changes because people kind of want to just pull you in this direction, in that direction, and what you control is how you respond to that.
You get
Right, and I just think A-Rod, just got to a position where I think it just got too much. It became too much, and he just got kind of tied up with whatever the scandal with the performance enhancing drugs, the whole thing about him taking steroids when I guess they weren't banned exactly.
For that top was
back in 2001, between 2001 and 2003, and then of course the biogenesis scandal that just saw everybody got suspended. So, and we'll get on that also because that's another Ryan Braun topic. We're not going to touch it, Patrick. We're not going to do it. But no, to close on this topic, Patrick, I agree with you.
Ryan Braun.
We're not going to do it.
Freaking talent, dude.
We're not going to do it, Patrick. Nope.
I won't. What a waste, though. God, what a waste.
But to close on
it, waste the web browsing space to even look up his stats, dude. What a waste.
But to close on A-Rod, I do agree with you, man. I mean, I want to look at it from the numbers, but you just wonder how much of it is flawed and how much of it is legit. It's really sad because the dude, because think about it, man. It was him, Derek Jeter, Nomar Garcia-Parra. You remember when they all kind of came up around the same time and everybody was wondering who would be the best shortstop. I remember I got into an argument with this woman when we were real quick story. Got into an argument with this woman when I used to work at a supermarket, and we were talking about baseball. We were talking about who's better between Jeter, A-Rod, and Garcia-Parra, and we did agree. Hey, we agreed it was A-Rod at that time. That is one thing we did agree on. Everything else,
I like Nomar. No,
like Nomar. I mean, Nomar was good, man. I thought Nomar, I think, was probably, he was a total package dude, I think. I
Yeah,
think Jeter was your guy who was going to hit for average. A-Rod was your guy who had the power, but Nomar, I think, had that
all around was
all-around package.
was the best. I mean, you know, Nomar, dude, the things that he did. I mean, he had the arm strength just like A-Rod and Jeter did. He was by no means going to hit 45, 50 home runs in a season, but you don't need home runs to score runs. And when you got a guy that's giving you 85, 90, 95 RBIs in a single season, and this guy is like first or second in your lineup, that's good. 90 RBIs and he's your leadoff freaking batter? Come on, dude. Are you second in your lineup? Please. I'll take him over A-Rod and Derek Jeter any day.
Well, we like A-Rod, so.
No, ma. Boston, I got you. No, ma.
Well, Patrick, let's stay in baseball and let's talk about our boy, because he has been our boy. We've been the ones representing for him. Everybody else has been hating on him. Tim Tebow.
Well, you about to get some hating from me now.
Well, all right. Well, we'll see how it goes. So we got Tim Tebow. We have Tim Tebow trying. I guess he's going to try out for some major league teams. Now, I guess when he was in high school, he was a beast player. But, of course, he decided to go the football route and was a very good football player. Heisman Trophy winner, two-time national champion at the University of Florida. And I think he could have did okay in the NFL. You did too. You and I kind of had his back. We felt like he could have did well if he would have got a fair opportunity.
I wore an
a
Alabama
better
SOB.
Yeah. But now he is going to try out for some major league teams. So, Patrick, you are the baseball guy out of the two of us. How do you feel about Tim Tebow after years of not playing the sport, saying he's going to try out for MLB teams?
You ready for this?
Of course, as long as it's a family show.
Okay. Absolutely hate the idea. I hate it. Look, Tebow, look. You have the opportunity to sit in a comfortable chair analyzing the SEC on the SEC network. All right. If you're not going to play a quarterback, don't get me wrong, I feel you have a great chance at playing. I'm a huge supporter of you as a quarterback. I'd be more huge support if you would get off your high horse and play tight end. Get in the NFL. Get in where you fit in, and then work your way up to that position. It's not complicated, dude. Many players do it all the time. All right. 1, 2. You're not going to go into baseball thinking that you got this high school mentality of playing some baseball and then you're going to go play pro. No, bro, it doesn't work like that. You're probably, if you make a team, if you manage to make a 40-man roster, you're going to play in some AA, AAA, and some single-A baseball. Period.
And he hasn't played in almost over a decade.
Over a decade, dude. So you telling me that you're gonna go play for I'm gonna go play for some major league teams, bro? Nobody needs you in the MLB. Get over it. You're not playing in the MLB, and if they do sign you, then whoever got you is a complete and utter moron. You haven't played in a decade. 1, 2, you're football trained, not baseball trained, and 3. You're giving up $4 million at the SEC network. You should be slapped in your face right now because you're not making a baseball team. Plus, I sat and looked at your swing. It's not that pretty. 1 and 2. Have you seen yourself play left field, bro? Have you seen yourself play? No, it ain't gonna happen. You got the sloppiest throw. You got the sloppiest swing. Yeah, you may have had it in high school, but you ain't got it now. Stick to football, go back, try to get you a position as a tight end, work yourself into a quarterback, and maybe play some quarterback. Or stop fooling yourself because apparently no team wants you in the NFL. Go sit and make your $4 million at the SEC network. There's my spiel on it. I ain't got much more to say after that.
What? You don't have much? What?
Yeah, I know, right? It makes me mad because this guy he thinks that he has all this talent. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, do I think that he is the most talented quarterback in all NFL? Absolutely not. No. Do I think that he should make a starting position somewhere? Possibly, depending on the team. What I told you last year still holds true. If somebody will take a chance on him and give him 18 months to 2 years to train him how to play football as a quarterback in the NFL, he can be dangerous. You're asking the person, this person is coming in and saying, okay, well, I haven't played baseball in 12 years. I'm gonna play baseball now. Oh, because I know how to play. No, Dookie look. Here, you know what? Here's a segment on our Dookie look. Dookie look.
I like, I, I like the opening to it. Yeah.
Dookie
So,
look. I'm gonna get a sign that says Dookie look. You ain't happy, bro. Go back to the SEC network, bro. Make you $4 million. Be happy with the fact that you're making $1 million a year and retire when you're ready.
yeah, and Patrick, you know what? I have to agree with you on this. Look, this seems like a last-ditch effort for Tim Tebow to grab every little bit of athletic talent he can muster and try to just use it before, I guess, it runs out. So he's 28 years old right now. I believe also what you had said about him getting a year or two to just kind of get his stuff together to play the quarterback position. I don't care if that even happened in the CFL. I don't care wherever, but at least somebody is giving him a chance to develop, to grow, and maybe then he can come back into the NFL and take one of those spots because we've seen the quarterback play in the NFL. It is not that good across the board.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's just not.
I mean,
So
this is almost every team, and then I mean, dude, you got your few. Green Bay, New England, I can't really think anymore after that. Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh and Carolina, because Cam Newton seems to be
Carolina
good.
with Cam Newton.
Well, hey,
Pat
there's a
Jones,
topic that we will cover on that for the next show. I wanted to
oh,
get
shut
on.
up.
Yeah, but yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, Tim Tebow. That's what it seems like, dude. It just seems like he's just trying to kind of gather everything with the athletic talent. But if he did take a little bit of time just to get into, even if it's the CFL or whatever, Arena League, whatever, and just get just better acclimated with the quarterback position, then maybe he can come into the NFL and steal a spot. Because, like you were pointing out with those teams, I mean, that's what, 4 teams out of 32 that, when including Cam Newton for Carolina, it's like 4 teams out of 32 that have elite quarterbacks. And this is supposed to be a quote unquote quarterback driven league. Yeah, right. The quarterback play overall is garbage.
Garbage.
Tim Tebow can come in there and get a spot if somebody wants to take a shot on him. But I agree with you, Patrick. The baseball thing.
No. And I can name two teams, 4 teams, 6 teams right off the top of my head. Dude, Jets. Jets made a mistake giving him up last year. I'll say it again, and I'll say it 15 times. Jets, y'all screwed up. 1,
We
2.
bring him to Denver again.
If they could,
They got Mark Sanchez. You mean to tell me he can't play over Mark Sanchez?
he played over Mark Sanchez before.
Yeah.
Come on, you think he can do it again? Come on. So you got Denver, you got Jets, you got. I mean, there's a few teams that I think have somewhat okay quarterbacks, but they're not going to give up on him. Atlanta with Matt Ryan, they're just not going to give up on him. They should, but they're not going to. You got teams like that. You got Washington that's probably going to or not Washington, but Cleveland, who's going to probably make their mark with RG3, and they're not going to give up on him. Well, hold on. Maybe not give up on him. Hold on. that is to be determined right now with Cleveland. That team going through 23 quarterbacks in one season. But there's just so many quarterbacks out there that it's just they're not good, and the teams need a quarterback. And I don't care if it's Tim Tebow; he should be able to steal a position. He's done it before against Mark Sanchez. He probably should go out and try with Denver again. Denver will probably welcome him with open arms.
It's kind of funny that we say that because, of course, Denver was the team that was kind of just itching at the chance to get rid of him, especially when a Peyton Manning came knocking, which I don't blame him. I mean, if you get Peyton Manning, then I understand. But he's the only guy who could have walked in there, and the Denver fans don't give the management the Dookie look. So,
Dookie look.
So Patrick, we got a couple more topics. Let's talk about the NFL Hall of Fame game. All right, so the Hall of Fame game got canceled because of field conditions. This is a joke. I don't care. This is a joke in so many ways. First of all, you play one game a year on that field, and it's turf. And you can't get your stuff together to play this game on there. And number two, the preseason is a joke anyway. What's your thoughts? I don't have much to say really, except for that. But
okay, well here you go. We'll be able to move through this topic pretty quickly. 5 preseason games. Give me a break, NFL. Y'all suck. 1, 2, turf field, and it's too bad to play. Call it what it is, dude. Nobody's going to watch your stupid Hall of Fame game when the Olympics are on. There's my spiel. Done. NFL needs to quit playing themselves. They need to quit hyping themselves up. Oh, we're not going to play because the field conditions are bad. Dookie look.
Look.
Great. NFL sucks.
And look, I don't understand. It's turf. It's not grass. It's not anything. It's turf. You play one game a year on that field, and that's it. And you can't get that right. Look, I get the NFL. You don't want those players to get hurt on those field positions. I understand that. And again, it's a preseason game. It's a meaningless game. And the preseason to me is pointless. It may, at the most, Patrick, 2 games. 2 preseason games at the most. Or you could just roll out there like the college boys do. You do your training camp and then bam, let's go right into the season. That's how I would like to see it done, honestly.
Give them one preseason game and let them play. And then 16 games of the regular season. Do it. That's what I say. I ain't got time. Look, nobody's watching that preseason anyway. Nobody cares who's going to fill the last 4 spots on the team. Because those last 4 spots ain't even playing anyway. So what does it matter? What does it even matter? Play 2 games, get them out of the way, roll into the regular season, and let's possibly, let's throw this out there. Let's possibly play the Super Bowl in January. I'm just saying. We can play it in January. That way I can take my kids to Disney World in January where it's pretty cold. Nobody shows up, and I can get on all the rides within 5 minutes.
Is that what that's about? You want to just take them to Disney World during January?
We took the kids to Disney World in February last year, dog. Nobody was at Disney World. 10-minute waits, dog. We on rides and riding and done. Good. Everybody saw Mickey Mouse. Oh, look, Mickey Mouse. Rode to the apartment, dog. It was good. Good. We didn't have to do fast rides. What do we need fast track passes for? We get on them rides in 10 minutes, no matter. Super Bowl, thanks.
On that note, you brought up the Olympics. and the Olympics. This is our last topic for this show. What has caught your eye about the Olympics? Real quick, I can tell you what caught my eye, man. The swimming. I've been watching.
And then the one guy in diving who who slipped on the board. Did you see that? Now he slipped on the board and did a back, boom, right in the back. No, I was laughing. Did you see the French gymnastics who broke his leg?
Oh, that was gross. Yes, I saw that. That was gross.
That was nasty, dude. Other than that, haven't really seen any. The a couple of sports that always interest me is, of course, swimming, because you got to watch Michael Phelps and that Katie girl. What's her name?
Katie Ledecky.
Ledecky. Yeah, them two are just phenomenal swimmers. You got to
Won
look at
gold
Ryan
medals.
Lackey, huh?
They won gold medals just now.
Yeah, and Michael Phelps winning his 25th medal overall, with 21 of them being gold. That's amazing.
It's 20.
No, he just won his 21st in the 400 freestyle.
Oh, he did the relay.
Yes.
You're right.
He just won that like 2 minutes ago, dude. Yeah. He won his 21st. He was on the fourth leg.
That's right.
He anchored that and killed it, apparently. So they won their 21st. He won his 21st gold medal. So looking at Michael Phelps, who was talking about retiring just 4 years ago, and then all of a sudden 1 year left before Rio, he decides to start training and he joins the Olympic team, and now he's won 3 or 4 gold medals already. 3. Then Katie Ledecky, dude. I mean, did you see her 400 freestyle? My God, she beat a world record, dude, by like 3 seconds. I mean, she's fantastic. So that's caught my eye. Another thing that caught my eye, of course, basketball is gonna, you got to watch basketball. Both men and women are phenomenal. I mean, they just play phenomenal. And then, I mean, dude, men's volleyball, dude, they're good.
And they got
favorites to win the gold.
They got beat by Italy today. The men's volleyball, or is it you talking about the indoor volleyball or the beach?
Yes, the men's indoor volleyball.
Yeah, the Italy beat them earlier today. So we'll see how they do after that. But I saw the women play too against the Netherlands on Monday.
Nasty, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They're good.
They got a tough game coming up against. I guess the Serbians are supposed to be pretty beastly, so they play them tomorrow. So we'll see how.
Of course, soccer. I don't know what in the world Hope Solo was doing today. I watched a little bit of that game, man, and I was like, what in the world? I mean, dude, did you see the mistake she made?
I didn't. Did they lose the game?
They ended up tying 2-2.
Ooh.
It was, it was Colombia? They played Colombia? I can't remember who they played. Anyway, she's done so. She like slipped, fell, went for the ball. Something happened. I mean, and then she all like cradles up, and that ball just went whoop. And it slipped, and they scored right at like two minutes left or something like that, and ended up being a tie. So Hope Solo had a bad game. Anytime Hope Solo allows 2 goals, that's a bad game.
Yeah.
So those 2 things, those couple of sports is always gonna, I'm always gonna watch those. Other than that, nothing really else catches my eye. I mean, I watch a little bit of tennis because I love tennis. But other than that, man, I nothing else really catches my eye.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good little bit. I mean, and then of course, track and field will be starting up, I think Friday or Saturday. So I'll catch my eye as well. And the basketball, they'll get into the medal stages and stuff. We'll be watching that a little bit more. And yeah, with the swimming, like you said, with Michael Phelps and Katie Ledecky. And then, oh gosh, I can't believe I can't remember her name right now. Is her name King? Her last name King, the swimmer who was talking mess to the Russian swimmer because the Russian swimmer got caught doping. And then
no, it's not King. It's I know who you're talking about. I can't think of it right now.
Hey, Google it. It's okay.
I got you. Let me Google it. Let me see. But yeah, it's I know who you're talking about because she was like, yeah, I thought we were past the Cold War. The Cold War.
Yeah, I guess she was saying because, well, the Russian swimmer, she was doping. She got caught doping pretty much and was suspended. And then she won her semifinal heat. The Russian swimmer I'm talking about still. She won her semifinal heat, waved her finger to like, yeah, I'm the woman. And then was like, well, I don't know why you're waving your finger and you're a drug cheat. I'm just not a fan. Now, the thing that the woman opened up, winning the gold, is if she ever tests positive for drugs or anything like that, and she has a suspension.
I know, right?
That's Pandora's
If that
box.
Russian girl doesn't come up, doesn't jump on a first class flight over to USA to say, I'm not a fan. Oh, dude, I'll say it for her. Because, I mean, you can't run your mouth like that and then get caught doping.
Right. But
Yeah,
I think her last name's King, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm still looking, but I don't see it.
Man.
We might just
If
have
nothing else.
to.
I'll post a disclaimer on it if
Yeah,
nothing else.
I can't find it right now, and we're running short of time too. So
Yeah. Well, fans, that will conclude this webcast. We'll be sure to get that name. I can't believe you can't remember that name, but it's okay. Other than that, hey, like the page or go on Facebook, go on Google Plus. We're on Twitter and LinkedIn now. Patrick, give them your Twitter handle real quick.
at the freshness.
And
There it is.
I am at Chuck T All Star underscore. Yeah, Chuck underscore T underscore All Star. And
Do you not remember your own Twitter handle?
yeah, man, I had to fix it. Remember, I had to be a little
If
bit
you had
messed up.
something cool like at the freshness, you had no problem.
Yeah, man, that ain't cool at all. But anyway, check us out on Twitter and also check out the page on LinkedIn and Facebook and Google Plus. Until next time, when we think we're going to do another show at the later on in the week to review some of the other topics, like the football topic I brought out about the top quarterbacks and how ESPN ranked their quarterbacks. That's an interesting topic as well. But that will come later on in the week. Outside of that, everybody enjoy the rest of the week, and we will see you later on. Go ahead, Patrick.
Sorry. Lily King was her name. Yes, you were right.
Yep, there you go. Lily King, yes. So yeah, Patrick, if she ever tests positive for drugs, oh my gosh.
I ain't gonna lie, they need to test her right now, dude. She looks like she high on something.
Yeah, hey man, but hey, I like she was talking mess though. So I do like that. Just don't get caught though. And so
hey, look, might need to test her right now because I mean, I think she doped up on testosterone. That dude, that woman looked like a man.
Oh man.
She looked like a man. They be testing her for testosterone, dog. I mean, I think I see an Adam's apple.
Wrap it up. So we'll see if she gets tested, because I'm sure she'll get tested anyway as part of the whole drug testing thing anyway. So we'll see if she tests positive for testosterone. But anyway, we will see you. We will see you later on this week. Take care.